Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. This story is from a different world. There are 4 such nations living in India which have their own superpowers, and one of them is the Airbenders. He has the power to control the wind. Other firebenders who can control fire by starting it anywhere. Then the water vendors who can control the water, and finally the water vendors who have the power to control the land and its soil. All these people had to fight using their powers. To prevent war in this world, it is necessary to have an avatar. A person who has the superpower to control all 4 elements: air, water, fire and earth simultaneously. It is revealed that the firebenders have now decided to rule this world, and that is why they are killing all the other vendors. Avatar Hanjo will stop this war. There is an air weather at this time. He is called Tran by his master for air panting, but till now and does not know the truth of his being an incarnation. That's why Mars Airbenders are angry that Ango should start her avatar training, because now the firebenders were trying to enter their territory and kill them. Master also sees the right time and tells Arn the truth of his incarnation and says that you will have to complete your training soon and stop this oppression by the firebenders, who was just 12 years old. Can't understand all these things. Afraid of such a big responsibility, he tells the master that he does not want to become an incarnation. All these things had also turned off his mood. Well, he speaks to his stomach and flies away with her to the sand, while the fire attacks his area behind him. The firebenders had destroyed the entire temple of the Airbenders in a short time. They had killed all the airbangers as well as NK's master, and all that was left was Anya, who had come out on the city with his stomach, but he would have drowned in the water before he got caught in the storm. We are shown the power of his incarnation. A bright light emanated from the tattoo on his head. After this scene, 100 years pass in the story, and suddenly, with a bright light coming out of the yellow mountain, like a big bang, the mountain in which Setha was lying collapses. This was the waterbenders area where a waterbender named Katara was training with her brother. Seeing these sentences, both of them get scared and bring Anne to their temple. Anne's departure from here was also witnessed by Prince of the Firebenders, who was on a mission to find the avatar in the world. Here in the waterbuilder's temple, when Chubank regains consciousness, he tells the people here everything that happened to him, that when the fire attack happened, he was out for a walk and after getting caught in a storm, he died. Have regained consciousness in this temple. There was an old lady in the waterbenders who asked him how could this happen. This is the attack you are talking about. That happened in this world exactly 100 years ago, in which all the airbenders were killed. Their entire clan was destroyed. Even many waterbenders were killed in that battle. This Katara is the only real waterbender left in their clan. After talking to her some more, the oil lady finds out that Aang is an avatar and the only African waterbender left in this world. Aang had also summoned his pet here. He stays here for a few days, and Water Pendle becomes a good friend of Katara, who has not yet learned to control her surface. He tells her the skill of focusing while controlling her soul and emotions, with the help of which she is now able to do waterbending well. On the other hand, Prince Jocko of the Fireprinters, along with his uncle, comes to the Waterbenders village to capture the avatar and asks the villagers to hand Anne over to him along with Chip Sharafat, and Katara's brothers help her to save her. Challenges him to fight. There was a trained firebender, whereas in front of him was a common man whom he had defeated very easily. Ange appears and leaves with them to end the fight before he can kill the boy in front of him. Ange was thrown into the ship's prison. Here, using his air-pending skills, he easily steals the keys of his prison, dodges the soldiers here, or escapes from the ad and visits Jocko's ship, where he finds Jocko's book written on the avatar, which comes into view of Juku as soon as he flies off the ship. He was attacking Anne with fire, which he regrets. Before he fell into the water, Katara and her brother Aang, with the child in his stomach, had reached there. These people are going to the temple of Airbenders, where everything was ruined. When Anne sees her master's bones, she becomes overwhelmed with grief and anger. In such a situation, the powers of his supporting avatar once again interfere with him, whom he had controlled with great difficulty by controlling his heart. He was crying a lot. At this time, Atara encourages him and says that because of me, my world ended 100 years ago, but now I will not repeat the earlier mistake. I will now complete the training of Avatar on my own. Prince Zuko's writing on Avatar was stolen from the ship by Bugdos. Through him, he comes to know that in order to start training the Avatar, he must first harness the powers of all the previous avatars. That's why first Bog Kyoshi goes to the Temple of Avatar, which was on an island near him. But when he goes there, the people of the island attack him and capture him. Ki-Pi suddenly shines a light on Anne from OC's statue, which surprises the islanders and brings her to their chieftains. He repeatedly tells his comrades that in reality he does not have any kind of bending, due to which he cannot save himself. That's why they don't allow any unknown person to come to their island. But I just want to know about Kyoshi Avatar. He has a corner because I am an avatar myself. Hearing this, they want his help very much and they chase him at night. Huey reaches Jukuvi and tells the people of the island that we have come here to catch a criminal. The next day, Hand again goes to Kyoshi's statue, and this time when the light from the statue falls on him, he suddenly finds himself transported to Souls, the world of spirits, who tells him not to train his first incarnation. Because of this the world has reached this situation, and even now if you do not train then the area of waterbenders will also be destroyed. Whose VNP's OC had shown it to Anne. You have to do OKTAN training by yourself, leaving aside everyone's company because only those close to us are our weakness and the incarnation cannot be weak. Immediately after which Bardi, using her avatar form, takes over Anne's body and comes to her human world to help people. Where he realized that his people were in trouble, they were attacked by firebenders. Katara had earlier fought Joko at this place. She wanted to give him a good fight. But she is not able to do this as she is not fully trained yet. But in a short time, Kyoshi, using his banding powers of all four elements, sent all the soldiers of the firebenders away from there. Everyone ran away in fear, after which Kyoshi leaves Anne's body and he returns to his original state. The proud villagers thank him because they only saw Aang fighting against his enemies. After that, Aang heads towards the Motorbanders area with his friends because he was told that a very bad attack is going to happen in the Waterbanders area. He intends to save that area by learning waterbinding first. In this team, it is shown that after Avatar Kyoshi's defeat on the island, Zoku meets people from Zoku's own army, who were apologizing for not supporting him earlier. Or you tell Misako that if you had told us earlier about meeting the Avatar, we would have definitely supported you. Wait, they say to this man, okay, you came to know about this, but now you will not tell this to anyone. But he had already told this to everyone's dad. The king of firebenders, who on hearing the news tells his daughter that he is becoming capable, he has also found the Avatar. Normally his sister should have been happy after hearing this, but she was not happy because after her diet she wanted to become Malaka of firebenders herself, and the only way to do this was to become more capable than Joko. Flying towards the painter's area, Anchor finds an airbender similar to himself flying in the air and immediately follows it to a city where all the earthbenders lived who lived on the ground, stones and soil of the earth. Could control. And the poor guy gets a little sad to see that the child he had seen flying was not an airbender but was the son of a scientist and was able to fly with the help of a gadget given by his dad. They also meet the one who tells them. Firebenders often create fire explosions here, to avoid which he has made a lot of inventions. He also made many weapons for the king. The scientist's son tells Andy that since you are an airbender, you can help us. On the other hand, the news of this child flying also comes to light. A flying forest boy has appeared in an area of the earthbenders. Surely he must be an airbender. Prince Joko, this time alone with his uncle, decides to come to the city of the earthbenders, and in the same city, Katara discovers a girl who was spying for the firebenders, and when she along with her partner, if she chases her, she is caught by them. All these firebenders come together and attack him. She soon defeats them along with her teammates, while on the other hand, her brother, along with a scientist, succeeds in designing a big airplane. In the city, he finds out that the firebenders are here with his own eyes. They do not attack. Rather, they create fire attacks and explosions in this city using a special chemical, and of course some person from within their city helps the firebender in this work, and this boy is not responsible for this. She knew him and together with him, had defeated the banders outside him. She thought that boy was a good person. But when she goes out and talks to him again, the boy tells her his plan, that while taking the scientist stuff to the king, he will replace it with a bomb, which will result in the death of the scientist there. The king will die. Katara couldn't believe it at all that the girl he trusted could be so bad. She now teams up with Ange to save the king, where Aang encounters Zoku. These people come towards the city while fighting. When Joe calls the end to attack with his fire, the city catches fire, which he manages to put out with the help of his airbending skills. When the earthbenders also come to know about the arrival of the firebender here, they come to catch the firebender. Until then, Uncle shows his firebuilding skills in front of all these soldiers, so that all their attention towards Jocko. As a result, both uncle and sister are caught. Meanwhile, when fire is about to simultaneously attack a box with 130 pieces of fire to kill the king, Katara uses her waterbending skills to extinguish the arrow and saves the king's life. Here Katara asks her brother, "Why are you working against machos only?" To which he replies that it is my compulsion to do this. There is a threat to kill my son. Katara tells Ek to leave everything aside. We have to go to Mahari to save Ankh, and the scientist tells the two about a secret passage in the palace that leads to the prison. The scene is cut and we are shown a scene from the past. 100 years ago, when An was little, he had a friend. He used to say, "Very good," and he was an earth mender. It was interesting to say that the king of earth menders at that time was his 100 years old childhood friend, who was now old, but as soon as he saw Aang he thought of him as he can be recognized by sight. Here, to save Katara and her brother, she was going towards the palace prison through a secret route. An intelligence tunnel comes in their way. Outside they also met a man who told them that you can cross this path only with your love. But these two brothers and sisters, who did not respect each other, get lost in this tunnel. With great difficulty, when these people move forward, they come face to face with a monster. Both of them hold hands in fear. After doing this, the master became completely silent. Katara understands that this has happened because of their love. When she asks for a way out of this very dress, Most breaks the wall here and makes a path, and now we are shown Ankh, which is the meaning of menders, was facing the king. This king was very angry because his world was destroyed because of Aang 100 years ago. To take revenge, he uses all his earth-bending powers to attack Ender. He is able to save himself with great difficulty. He leaves the matter to Jess and angrily tells her that you still think like a child. Not like Avatar and doing strange things with children only. In response, he says, I am not thinking of anything wrong this time. At any cost, I will digest this mortal world with all its destruction, and in this I will also need you. Hearing this, the boy becomes happy and leaves her. It is shown that Suku's uncle is being taken to the new jail while passing through the forest. On the way, Joe rescues his uncle by attacking the soldiers in Earth, and we are shown a scene from the past, in which we come to know about the relationship between Dooku and his uncle. Dooku pledged his allegiance to one of his sons and punished Jabu not to come to his area until his father found Avatar. Then uncle decided to come with him, and from then till now they were together. When both of them meet, they kill the soldiers with their firebending skills. While on the other hand, we are shown that Aang and Katara have again left for the area of the waterbenders. Here Paraka says that you have quickly learned waterbinding quite well, to which Katara replies that I was increasing my waterbinding skills with the help of my grandfather's book. During these conversations, they see a fire inside the forest on the way. When these people landed there and checked, there was a small village here. Eka tells Nahan that earlier there were monsters here who used to make humans disappear, and then firebenders also attacked here and destroyed our area. Here too, the energy of another dimension was being felt. We are shown to Zuko's sister in the city of Firebenders, who was telling her dad that they should find the Avatar with the help of the army general. His diet says, okay, you try this also, but the one who brings the incarnation first will become the king here. Whether you do this work first or remember that Dooku has moved forward very fast. Hearing this, the girl becomes very angry. While in this scene, we are shown that inside the pressure village where R was feeling the energy from another dimension, he uses his avatar skills to transport his and his friends' souls inside the other dimension where they were. A strange monster comes in front, who in anger had killed all three of them with a single hand and thrown him away and was shouting very loudly. In this world, Katara's brother receives a fax, which tells him that he has seen Jesus. He is in a lot of pain. You put him out of pain, all your problems will be solved. Here it is being shown that Katara is seeing Katara's mom in this world. She wants to go to her mom, but suddenly they are attacked by Firebenders. To save her, Katara's mom takes Katara to a place. But she hides it, and then the vendors outside burn her mom to death in front of her eyes. It was from her childhood, in which she was completely lost, that Channel 1 is the new most, appears in front of her and captures her. It also brings to mind Katara's brother in the world where her father and her uncle she is talking because this boy is doing some work, he cannot become a master. This thing saddens him. He too gets lost in waiting, and suddenly the bro monster who had imprisoned Katara also imprisons her brother. Now even Aang could see his own temple of airbands in this world. But he understands in a second that this cannot happen. This is some annihilation. He focuses his full attention and sees what is really there, and he sees a monster here, who tells him that after many years such a person has come before me who has escaped my illusion. Otherwise, I capture anyone who comes under my influence. I have come to know that you are an incarnation. I have fought many incarnations before. He asks him if he has brought anything of mine and says no, I have come here to save my friends. As soon as I say this, a fight begins between him and Mostri, but Aang, who was a soul here, was not able to use his powers. That's why he loses to Smallster and runs away from there and comes inside a house. Where he finds his master, he hugs him and asks him, where have you gone? I need you. You ask Angan, how do I save my friends from this monster? The master explains that this master imprisons people through their old memories, but the avatars do not fall into its trap. Last time, an incarnation of Fine gave them a good fight and he stole one of their special things. If you want to save your friends, then you go and get that thing from this monster. By the way, Firebenders were their enemies. Going into their area could prove to be very dangerous for them as there was no other way. That is why he now quickly returns from this soul world to the real world and moves towards the area of Firebenders. Here a man who believed that there should be peace between the four types of Banders goes to Mayan to help Aang and brings Aang to the temple of his incarnation, where there were many things collected by the incarnation. Now Paran was not able to understand that what would be the most important thing among these. Before he picks something from here to catch the birds, they are distilled. Okay, Firebenders tells the egg that you do your work, I will take care of them myself. He starts trying to handle his own Firebenders. While using his avatar powers, Aang meets the incarnation of the Firebenders, who tells him that he has the statue of Moister's mother, so he returns to the real world and quickly picks up the statue and goes to her. It was about to end when another one attacks the master end. This monster belonged to a Banti hunter, who was defeated by Zoku and his uncle in order to capture the avatar. Comes under the control of both of them. Aang explains to both of them, please give me some time, let me save my friends. Then I will come to you again myself. But Jeez answers him that the thought of saving others made us weak, and from here we are shown a scene from the past where Joku's dad was making a strategy to fight in the war, according to which he wanted to kill many of his own soldiers. By getting them killed, we will distract and eliminate the enemy. But on this thought I had to say that we should not get our people killed. For raising questions on their strategy, they tell him that he will definitely be punished for this. We are shown in the present that Suku's dad had sent his army in front of Suku and was telling him that you can easily kill the avatar in our hands. Hand over. Otherwise, we have orders to kill you. Right. Despite his desire, Zuko had to hand over the avatar to his father's soldiers. These people take Aang and tie him to a temple, and when night falls, someone comes to find him. Here we are shown a fight in which Aang and the soldier who saved him fight all the other soldiers and disappear from here. Aang sees that there was no one else to save him but Jundi. He is also surprised to see this and says that you are very good, you helped me. Although you were my enemy, and the book written by you on Avatar is also very wonderful. You are very right who says don't be crazy. I am still your enemy and I want to capture you myself and take you to my territory at any cost. As soon as he says this, he attacks Iron and both of them start fighting with each other, and while countering his attack, he knocks him down and tells him that I think that along with your face, your heart is also the best. There is a deep wound in the heart, and to know this story we are shown in the past. Da Suku Sel is fighting this Haku. He gives them a good fight, but cannot kill them even if he wants to. But his dad tells him that the desire to save others makes us weak. Jocko had proved himself weak by not killing his dad, and even before that he also made his diet. Had raised questions on a strategy. His father burns one of his eyes as punishment for these two things. The scene cuts and shifts to the present again, where he is made to sit in a boat and sent away from there saying, I will definitely meet you after saving my friends, who says attack someone with fire. Which kind has no effect. The scene cuts to the past and shows us that when the eye was stolen, his dad comes to him and says that he had to save a batch of soldiers in the war. That is why now your punishment is that you will leave our area with the same batch. Well, not until you find an avatar. In the scene, it is shown that after coming back to the burnt village, Arg had reached another dimension. There he returns the twisted statue of Mostar to Mostar. In return, this Moisture frees all the humans there. Aang found Katara and her brother here, whom he shared. He was happy with the fact that the rest of the villagers were very happy to meet their wandering people. These people finally reach the Waterbenders area, where all the Waterbenders are happy to see the Avatar, because they know that the Firebenders are going to attack them, and because of the Avatar being here, they can fight them very easily. Will win with. Whereas inside the Firebender Sea area, Zuko's sister is fighting with some people here. Through her firebending skills, and her dad seeing her skills says no, you are very useless like many people. Hearing this, the girl gets angry. And she tells her friends that I know everything, that my dad is the move. He actually doesn't want to make me stop talking. They want their son to become a sad king, but I am more capable than him, and I will prove this. In the Waterbenders area, when the elder Waterbenders talk to Egg and think about making a strategy, he says that I am still too young for these things. Until now I take the help of my friends. So after hearing this, he gets angry. Goes and tells him, what kind of incarnation are you? An idle avatar who takes help from his friends in his tasks. However, attention should be strong enough to face any problem alone, and the poor guy was sad to hear all this. Here, when Katara, who was a good firebinder, meets the people here, she is amused that the women here not only take part in the war, but they also use their water-pending skills to cure the health of the people. And this seems very wrong to Katara. It is here that Aang now meets a new incarnation to activate his powers, and this incarnation tells Ahans that you are making the same mistake as me. I also left my people and started helping people in the world of souls, and that is why people still do not respect me, and the same is happening with you too. You should leave your friend behind and focus on your training. A brother from within the area of these waterbenders meets a girl. The one with white hair, whom he feels as if he has met her first. He had suddenly met this girl in the world of soul, in the form of the one who had asked him to help most. But how amazing it was for a girl to be in the world of souls, but also in the real world. Then she tells the girls that in reality, she was very sick in her childhood. That's why my dad asked for help from the moon spirit, that only with the help of the moon we can do waterbending. The crying of the moon gave me a little part of her cry, due to which I am alive today and can go from this human world to the world of souls at any time. It is here, inside the area of firebinders, that Zuko's sister tells her dad. Shows off her firebending skills, in which she even extracted electricity from her hands. Seeing this, his dad becomes happy. when in this day we are shown that these firebenders had moved forward to attack the waterbenders' territory. He also had an air balloon with firebenders' journals inside. The waterbenders were mentally prepared for this blow, but they had such a strong force that they could face the firebenders. Then Kotaro advises them that women should also take part in this war. To prove his point, he fights with the Sada here using his good water binding skills. And she proves it, and only then can she take part in the battle. There is an attack here. Enktara and everyone else sets out to stop this attack. But the uncle of Jingu tells his journal that today is the whole moon. The waterbenders get their strength from the moon. That is why those people cannot lose you today. And then the joiners tells the end of Joku that my plan does not have to be defeated at all. Rather, my plan is something else. I know that such a chance comes in a year and the moon is full round and thus shiny. That day, the soul of the desire and the sea of the sea is found inside the waterfall. They say that I will kill both those souls. Suku's uncle tells the general that this is a very wrong idea. By doing this, there can be great losses in the world of souls and in this world. Only destroyed can survive. But the journal says that I do not care about this thing. He reaches the jail to find the disease of the moon. On the other hand, Joe has come here to catch Aang, so that Katara is now fighting, and this Katara was very easily imprisoned with her waterbending skills. This is where he starts killing the blood of the joined moon. So, because uncle tells him that the strength of the moon's disease is very high, you will not be able to kill him more than an avatar. But he catches the moon disease to eliminate joint waterbenders. In such a situation, Chow and Adam had turned red. After which the man kills the moon's disease with his magical dagger, and such a moon turns completely black. With the end of the moon, the strength of the waterbenders also ends. Fur banders become powerful and they attack their area and end their area. Even the temples of waterbenders are broken. This is exactly the same scene that Koyoshi showed in Ankei. He wanted to save the people of Egya. But then he remembers it very much that an avatar should leave the people and give it to themselves and fill his forwards. As soon as he thinks, he goes into the whole rhythm of the sea and gives it to his society. The form of an avatar and the sea together comes here in the form of very big most, after which he starts destroying all the ships of the fur benders. The Journal of Fur Winders gets angry because he had killed Peace on his behalf. Both of them start fighting with the avatar and start fighting among themselves. Wait, kills it a lot, and when he defeats it, then this man tells Suko that what do you think, you will take this concept even if you're dead will make you king. Oh no, she is making you stupid, she really keeps you ahead and really enthusiasts your sister, due to which she is becoming more powerful than you and wants to make a vocal king, and why am I an enemy of your life? That is why this is also the order of your dad. This scene is cut and shown to the girl who was alive due to a piece of moon, which we also saw in the world of souls in the shape of the box. She was still talking to Katara's brother. She tells Katara's brother that a moon gave me a piece of soul and today the moon needs me, as soon as she says that she is a drowning cast underwater. And such a moon again starts glowing in the sky. Despite everything going well, the end was still in the shape of a moisturize. He was still angry due to the waterbender being quite suppressed. When Katara tells him, "You are very good, you are our partner, we are your friends. We are not weakening you, but we are your strength. Do not live yourself like this, the people here need you." After listening to all these things, their anger gets cold and he comes out of the water. He was unhappy even after coming to Bahi in the power of a very powerful avatar. He felt that the devastation that happened here was due to the devastation. But at the same time, he says that this catastrophe has not been done by Kifire binders, not with him. He has saved the lives of many people here and has also saved the world from very big danger. And says that now I will call the old things in the bus and give it on my journey, in which Katara was going to help him teach water and airbending. The scene is cut and sees his uncle. Those who still did not know what they had to do because they had cheated their own father and brother. On the other hand, the dads of Joko, who get the news that the work of waterbinders has lost a lot of cardamom. If the furbanders have lost to them, they will not be shocked to hear this news and will tell their people. This was only one of his tricks. He never wanted to destroy the area of waterbenders. He only wanted what he had incarnated. He would start to save the area when those people had captured the area of earthbenders from behind, that too through his daughter. Here their people ask him what will happen to Bend. Jesse's dad on Jesse says that once we have to sacrifice such weak people for big things. By occupying the area of earthbenders, the sister of this sorrow was very happy, and at the end of the story, we are shown to tell our colleagues to the heaps of suku that now a furball is going to pass above the meaning, due to which their strength it will increase even more, and the priest ends here. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.